Hey, hello, what's up, and welcome into this very special edition, let's say, of the Geek Garage podcast. I am Ted, joined as always by show finder David. Say hello, David.
Hello, Ted. How are you?
I am full of taco salad,
Full of
which is to
taco
say that I
salad.
am good. Yeah, which is to say that I am good.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you're a little late for, Cinco de Mayo celebrations, but
Mm.
I don't think there's really a wrong day to eat taco salad. So
There
I've
is,
been
in fact,
told.
not a
So
wrong day to eat taco salad.
yeah. Well,
Mondays
that's
were, back in my college days, to get off on a bit of a tangent here,
mhm.
Mondays were 50-cent taco night at the uh,
Hell
local
yeah.
establishment. And as a broke college student who sold plasma for money, that was what I was talking about.
We at MTSU we had this place. I don't know if it still exists. I guess I should know since I'm back in Murfreesboro. But around the corner from campus, literally within walking distance, was this place called the Slick Pig, and they had like half price Tuesdays, and like you go in there and you can get like a shit ton of food for like
Mm,
McDonald's prices. It was
right.
like perfect for college kids, and yeah,
Yeah.
that's that was my jam.
That was many years ago. Many,
Yes,
many,
many moons
many,
and
many moons ago. Yeah.
what seems like a lot of lifetimes.
Yeah. Now that I've depressed myself. All right. Trying to get this back on track. This is, as I said at the top, a pretty special episode. At
Yeah.
least we think so here at the Geek Garage Podcast. And it's episode number 100.
Yeah,
We're
triple
officially
digits.
centennials,
Yes.
centenarians. We're old, is what I'm
Yes.
getting at.
We are old AF, as the
Yes, the
kids
century
say.
mark, which is not not the easiest thing in the world to get to as a podcast that nobody gives a shit about. Before we get started with our celebration, our centenary celebration, I would like to knock off some things in the intro. David, may I?
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
That was actually a question. I don't know why I asked.
Okay,
First,
fair
thank you
enough.
to all of our subscribers, both old and new. The old ones for sticking around this long, and the new ones for being dumb enough to subscribe. Thank you all for that. Um, yeah, it means a lot that you care enough to follow us. I think. Well, didn't they change the official name from subscribe to follow on Apple Podcasts, David? Isn't that what it's called now? Following.
I think they did, and I feel like they aped that from Spotify, because isn't that
Probably.
Spotify's jam? Like
Yeah, I don't know.
that, like
I refuse to
it's
give money
follow.
to Spotify.
Yeah, if you go look up podcasts on Spotify, I'm pretty sure the call to action is follow and not subscribe. So,
Well, that's dumb. But anyway, whatever the verbiage or nomenclature is, we thank you
yes.
for doing that.
Hmm.
We had a bit of a survey, David. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Man, I really. So we did pass around a listener survey. It was our spring survey, and we got a bit of a lackluster response.
Well,
Not
I mean, Jesus did answer though, so
Jesus Christ himself or
yeah,
herself,
took it
uh,
upon themselves. Maybe
themselves to
non-binary. We don't know.
yes, yeah, Jesus. He's probably cool like that. They probably flow
Probably,
with the
yeah,
best genders. So,
fluided.
um, right. So yeah, we didn't get a ton of responses. So what we're gonna do is kind of what we did the last time. I think is just go with the series of Facebook polls. Um, and just because we tend to get a lot more interaction that way, and it's not a link that you have to click off of Facebook and to go to. It's a little bit quicker to fill out, so we're gonna do that in the place of a survey. So
And look, it is in
we
all of your best interests to do these, because we're going to keep fucking pestering you about them. So the sooner you get them done, the less of the
right,
shit you'll have to hear,
yeah, exactly. But I do want to thank all four of you, literally,
including
that
Jesus.
including Jesus, that took the time to fill out the survey. You know who you are. Obviously, including Jesus. You guys are the shit. Thank you so much for being such loyal listeners and fans and supporters of the podcast. Y'all are
You
amazing.
know, I myself do not believe that Jesus filled out the poll. I believe that he was a great survey taker, but not this survey taker.
Yeah, I feel like Jesus probably had better things to do. He sent like one of his lackeys to fill it out, and then
Yeah, it was
just
like Gabriel or somebody, and wasn't busy. You know.
right, Satan,
Yeah. Yes.
Lucifer.
Yes.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, just go ahead and take this and put my name on it. That way, I can get all the credit for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll take all the credit, and if it goes wrong, you'll get all the blame. That sounds like a fair trade to me. Son of
Wow,
God, so you can't argue with me.
sounds like the typical American workplace.
Yes. USA,
But
baby.
yeah, so
Number
that's
one.
we're number one. We're we also I guess this is a decent place to segue from the whole survey thing into our Facebook poll for this week. We basically just asked what she's almost spilled my tea, just punched it like it owed me money or some shit. Um
Where my money?
Baby, I got your money. So I just simply asked for our 100th episode. We want to know which topics you've enjoyed the most. And I tried to list as many as I could. I don't know if I gave everyone the option to choose as many as they wanted and then to add more in there if I forgot any because I knew I was going to forget stuff. And I added the typical stuff like movies, comic books, video games, stuff that we obviously have covered, like specific topics. And then I opened it up to like special interest stuff, like the voice acting episodes we've done and
And
the
cereal.
ghost stories. Actually, I think I just put Serial under random fun, and that got the second to most votes.
Yeah. Yeah, man, of course it did. Our listeners, these fucking
Yeah.
people.
So these are the list of topics in descending order from most votes to least amount of votes. So no surprise here, and thankfully for us, movies came in at first. Ted, I know you'll be happy to know about that. I was as well.
Yes, our listeners finally voted correctly on a poll for once. Good job, everybody. Good job.
Yeah, I think the last time we did a poll like this, like, hey, what are some of your favorite topics or talking points? Like movies was definitely up there, and we're like, that's great because we do a shit ton of movies episodes because we love movies and yeah. But yeah, like I said, second coming in second is just random fun, and I just cited Serial. Uh, I know that there's got to be other just random fun ones on there. There's stuff that
Nope, it was
seemed
cereal.
fun.
We're saying cereal. Yeah.
But we are glad that that one got a few votes because we'll probably end up doing some silly shit like that in the future. Because doing that Serial episode, Ted, like it took zero effort and zero prep work.
David, let me stop you right there. None of these episodes take effort.
Hey, speak for yourself, mister. I tend to do like a shit ton of research for a lot of the episodes that we do. So, just because you don't do any research doesn't necessarily it's not all inclusive. It's
I
not
feel
like
like
the Sandals Jamaica.
I feel like I should feel called out, but I'm not that invested, so I guess
it's this is
I am immune to your criticism, sir.
no, it's only because I don't stick up for myself that whenever I do, people are like, I have a hard time taking you seriously right now. But anyways, back to the fucking Facebook poll.
David, this is not your group therapy session. That's another day this week. I don't know.
save your shit for your therapist.
Yeah, that's what they're paid for.
Right. Special interests came in third. So like voice acting, the ghost stories, little teaser thing that we did back in I think it was late October or early November.
Yeah, it was around Halloween. Yeah.
Then comic books, then the MCU and DCEU. the ongoing and limited series came in next with stuff like the Informal Paranormal and let's see, what was another one? The villains theme month that we did.
Mm.
Special guests like having Jake Holland on last month. Video games, and then anime and watch longs did not get any votes, but they were
Well,
listed. However, in uh, those two topics, defense, um,
yes.
and I guess all these topics, I did just post this poll like 6 hours ago,
Yeah.
so it was
Uh,
definitely a flash poll.
yeah. And it's not like any of these things matter. So we're going to keep doing whatever we want, basically.
Yeah, until we start getting money from sponsors, and
Yeah.
I don't
The shitty episodes will continue until morale improves. So,
right, or until like the Batman
or
movie
until the
comes
money starts
out.
flowing in. One of the two. So,
Or right, yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's like porn. It's hard to describe, but you'll know it when you see
Yeah.
it. I thought that was funny.
Like it or hate it, learn to love it because it's not going anywhere.
Exactly. Yes, we're here to stay, whether you like us or not. If you don't like us, there's a simple fucking solution for that. You just stop listening. There you go. Boom,
Oh,
boom, shakalaka.
I was gonna say deal with it, but
Well,
yours is good
I
too,
mean,
I guess.
there's that too. Yours is a bit more positive.
Sure,
I
sure.
Yeah, whatever. Um, well, I guess it's time to hit that new funky music, right, Ted? We got some new funky music.
Sure.
You're supposed to be a lot more excited than that. We are dropping our what did you call it? Blink 182 knockoff music.
Yes, we're dropping our Blink 182 knockoff music, and we're graduating from sophomore year to junior year of high school.
Right. Yeah, long story short, we ended up having two friends write us music. I tasked one person with it and she did it. I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to finish because she started going through some stuff. So I tasked another friend that I was really trying to have on the podcast in some capacity, just to at least talk about the intro music or talk about something else. Doesn't matter. He's the one who ended up writing the music, um, like for certain. And the first one, and then I had my original friend come back, be like, "Hey, I finished your intro music," and I was like, "That's fantastic!" So I think we're gonna end up using one of them for the intro and the other for the outro. Does that sound good, Ted? I thought that sounded like a decent plan.
I'd say whether we merge the two together in some unholy abomination of a remix.
Right, and just make everyone's noses bleed and just
Yeah. My second
seize
choice
up.
was to have the two producers fight to the death, but then I thought that's not very realistic because they're not going to want to fight over this. This isn't an honor at all. So
Right. This is not worthy of death.
no, no, this is barely worthy of living. So I don't know. I don't know. This is quite the conundrum we find ourselves in. But yes,
Yeah.
play that new, perhaps funkier music.
Yeah. All right. Let's do just that. Boop.
All right, so David, we were talking earlier, and you had some, I believe the youth call these analytics.
Is that what they call them?
Yes.
The analytics?
They call it a fun Saturday night. Whoo! only between consenting adults.
Yes.
Some
That.
fun analytics, statistics,
Yes.
numeros that you wanted to go over. Tell me a little bit more about that. Tell our listeners about that.
Yeah. So I couldn't think of a snappy name for it. So I called it um, podcast numbers trivia.
You really
And
couldn't think of a snappy name for it, could you?
no, I really couldn't. So um, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna rattle off some numbers, not in a fast order. Just I'm gonna name a number, and then Ted is going to give it his good old college try to figure out what that number stands
Mm-hmm.
for.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't give a shit, you could literally say I don't care, surprise me on all these, and I mean that would make the game infinitely less fun. But um, yeah, that's the way this game is going to be played.
Okay.
All right, so the first number is 10,767. What do you think, Ted? What is that?
That's probably the number of times that I've sworn on the podcast. That would be my guess.
Yeah, that's not correct, but
Well, it was worth a shot.
also it's probably not a far off number. Like between you and I swearing, like
Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate, actually. So
yeah, we give Scarface a run for his money. You want a little snowman? Okay, so 10,767 downloads, and that's as of like a couple days ago when I last checked. That is the
no,
total number of downloads that the podcast has, like
no,
in total.
that's not bad.
Yeah, so pretty good. The next number is 4,095. Care to take a swing at that one?
Is that total minutes recorded?
No. That would be a. I'll go ahead and tell you that's not one of these numbers. That would be a decent one, I guess. No, that is the that is the number of the most downloaded episode, which is like from 5,000 years ago. Episode number 12, the alternative rock of the 2000s episode.
That's been downloaded 4,000 times.
Yes.
Oh, that's disgusting.
So that accounts for almost 50% of our downloads. Yeah.
I am both sickened and intrigued.
Yeah, I'm like, can we trade it for another one? Like one that's not before like our 20th episode or before Ted was on the podcast?
Nope. You get what you get. Gross.
Yeah. So the next one is 24.
That's a TV show with Kiefer Sutherland. I know that. You're not tricking
Yes. Ah, you got it. No. 24 was the first episode that Ted was on.
me. I did know that.
Yeah.
It was The Matrix, I think.
Yes.
The Matrix, yeah.
Happy birthday
Still
to you.
Still my all-time favorite intro we've ever done. I don't care.
Happy birthday, dear. The Matrix. It was so fucking good.
Yeah, that's still my all-time favorite intro we've ever done. I don't think anything's going to top it.
No, probably not. All right. Here's the good one. 69. Wine,
Nice.
dine, and 69.
I would guess that's probably the total number of episodes that we've done together.
Actually, that's pretty close. It's the number of episodes that you have been on.
Yeah. So yeah, the number of episodes we've done together, same thing.
Yeah, you and me, wine, dine, and 6.
What an unfortunate number for that.
Fuck it. All right. Next number is 45. 45.
I honestly have no idea. Number of movie episodes we've done. I don't know.
That would be a solid guess. No, that is the number of episodes that we've had guests on, or no, sorry, the number of guests we've had on the podcast.
Oh wow.
So yeah, including like reoccurring guests.
Hmm.
So yeah, I thought that was a pretty staggering number. I didn't realize that we've had that many guests on.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. Let's see. Second to last number is 10.
I have no idea.
That is the number of series and mini series and limited series that we've done. You know, the Road to MTAC, the Goes to the Movies, the Villains
Hmm.
Theme Month, First Watch, stuff like that. Um, and then the very last number, 7, which I kind of wish this was a little bit higher. It would be better if it was.
Patreon donors.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Aha! Ding ding ding
That means
ding
we've
ding.
lost 2 because we were at 9.
No, we had like 11 or 12 at one point.
Oh wow, it's worse than I thought then. Well, there's a lot going on. I'm assuming that. Wow, I was just gonna say that I'm assuming it's for a good reason. Like they had COVID money issues, and then I was like, that's not a good reason at all. That's a terrible thing to say.
Well, the cool thing about the people that are still around, and shout out to all of you, you know who you are. You probably listen to the podcast on a regular basis, so I thank you. Um, most of the people that are Patreon donors have been donors for a long time now. So
Right on.
like 6 months to a year.
Is Jesus one of our donors?
Uh which what did we decide that Gail was Jesus? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Uh
Okay, well that's all that matters then. We're saved. See you guys in heaven, not losers.
Have fun in hell.
Yeah, we're gonna be balling with our $8 in Patreon money a month coming in, bitch.
All right, so Ted, what do you want to talk about first? We got I don't know, like,
Yeah.
so I guess we could talk about new stuff that is like here now and then coming soon.
Mm.
um so obviously we talked about in the intro that we have new intro music or musics. Is that a right usage of the plural of music? Musics? Musacs?
Musici.
M-
Music.
mu-
I think music is
Musici.
singular and plural.
Yes. It's cool like that. Um so yeah, we do have obviously new intro and outro music, and you will get to hear that. Um, well, you've heard one already, and then you'll get to hear the outro music very very soon. Um, we also have a brand new logo coming. I got a friend of mine, Miranda, who she's been featured on a couple episodes so far. She was at least she's on the My Chemical Romance Welcome to the Black Friday Parade episode that we did like a year and a half ago, back when My Chemical Romance got together. But she's actually apprenticing to be a tattoo artist currently. And I knew her to be a fantastic designer, illustrator as well. So I was like, hey, like, are you open to taking commissions? And she was like, sure. So she is taking on our new logo. It's going to be a lot more um I guess fitting to us. It's going to be much less generic, just like the Blink 182 knockoff music that Ted likes to call it. It's just going to be more form fitting. So Ted, I'm sure you're just as excited as I am about being represented in cartoon form.
Yeah, sure. It's a long time dream of mine. Uh, to
To be
have a.
drawn like a cartoon.
That's the thing. I wasn't listening, so yeah. That's it. That's.
um so yeah, we got that coming down the pike. um let's see what else. We got some new perks for our Patreon donors, and this is kind of a I guess a twofold kind of thing, kind of deal. We wanted to add some cool perks to, one, thank our current Patreon donors for their continued support over um, the duration of their subscription. and just the fact that we feel like we're not doing enough in the reciprocity aspect of things where they give us money and in turn they get worthwhile shit back.
I don't
So
know, David. They got a sticker and a button. What else could they possibly fucking want? I don't know.
right, yeah. I mean, and that sticker and button is like worth $5,000. So you know they still got some catching
In
up to do.
bolivars, 5,000 bolivars, which are not dollars. But
Right. But yeah, in addition to that, we also wanted to add some cool perks to entice more people to sign up for to be Patreon donors. So, what we are doing, what we're going to add, um, first of all, I think we're just going to do a soft branding of our Patreon. Say Patreon because we're not sexy enough for OnlyFans.
speak for yourself.
um, it's a okay. It's supposed to be funny. Um, but I guess joke's on me. Uh, no. So first up, and probably the best out of all the new added features and perks and whatnot is video. We're gonna start offering video on a pretty regular basis. It might not be every single episode, and I don't know if it's going to be right away because Ted is he's in the middle of a move and he's still getting set up. So we want to have like a nice setting and decent webcams and stuff so that you know you're not getting this grainy ass fucking video.
Yeah.
Um,
We don't want it to look like, well, basically trash, I guess. Is the
right. We want it to look good for your eyes. So there,
recycling at least, right? Like we want to be bottom of the barrel.
yeah. We don't want to burn your eyes out of your fucking head and be like, oh my god, this is the worst video I've ever seen. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that. We're also gonna do some early access to content. We're still trying to iron this out. We've been tossing around like releasing episodes, maybe like a day or so early. This one's a little bit more difficult because even though Wednesday is usually our hard set in stone day on when we release new episodes, it's still like very very flexible. I don't know if flexible is the right word. The day that we end up recording the actual episode, it's usually not the same day every week. So um yeah, we're still trying to iron out that the whole early access to content thing. And then last but not least is never ending discounts on items in our Etsy shop. So you're going to get discounts, percentages off, free shipping, shit like that, which will never end. I'll probably set something up like either a never-ending coupon that you can use incessantly, or a new coupon a month, whatever Etsy is going to allow me. But yeah, um, um, like every week, I think on average, I've been listing something new on our Etsy shop. For the most part, right now, it's mostly stickers and tumblers, lots of tumblers. But I've learned that that's kind of our niche because they fucking sell like hotcakes. so, um, so yeah. Ted, anything to add for that? Did I miss anything?
No, I do not believe you did. We want to earn your money as opposed to just taking it. No, wait, that can't be right.
Right. So let's talk about some of our favorite episodes and topics. Ted, do you have any off the top of your head? I jotted down a couple. It's definitely not an exhaustive list, but I was curious
Um,
if you had any episodes off the top of your head that you thought were bangers.
bangers, as the kids say.
Yes.
I think that any episode that we've had, Mac
Mm-hmm.
or Mac or Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
as well as any episode that we've had Shauna on have all been
Yes.
good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would agree with you with a couple on your list, the John Wick episodes we did, because those movies rule. Any chance we get to talk about
Right.
those is
Are
good.
any chance we have to talk about our Lord and Savior Keanu Reeves?
Yes, as my friend Luke said to me, uh, getting together to geek out about our shared passions, firearms, and Keanu Reeves murdering people.
Yeah, that was a fucking magical evening.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Shout out Luke. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there've been a lot of good ones. There've been a lot of bad ones, but there've been a lot of good ones. That's
Yeah.
kind of a quick snapshot of some of the ones that I remember. Some of our early ones that I think are probably not objectively good. I still like. I think the Matrix episode was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did notice, like, I don't think that's necessarily indicative of anything or any larger uh, issue or big picture, but I did notice as I was like scrolling through like our first 10 or 20 episodes that we did together that we actually had quite a few good episodes like right off the bat. Like the Matrix episode was fun. Love, Death, and Robots was one of our very first episodes that
Yeah,
we
series
did.
2 is coming out. I'm very excited for that.
Yo, yeah, God, my body is ready. I gotta rewatch the first season. Um, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was an interesting one because I can't remember if this ever came up on the podcast or if we talked about it in recording format, but like, we ended up recording it twice. Like um I can't remember which two episodes. We basically tried to do two episodes back to back, and it ended up just being
It did not work.
exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like we were by the time we were done with the first one, like I think that was before we really hit our stride with being able to nail down like the 60-minute runtime thing, and even doing like two 60-minute episodes back to back is a little, a little much. But yeah, like that was a moment where we both, I don't know, I feel like we made progress in a couple different areas. We were like, you know what? That fucking sucked. Let's redo it.
Yeah.
Like we both just kind of jointly decided that that was the best course of action. And we ended up being really glad that we re-recorded it because um, I remember getting done with the second recording. We were like, we are really glad we ended up doing it over again because it turned out really well. Um, but yeah, anyways, like Serial, I had down like like I said at the top,
Another good one.
we did zero preparation for that, and it was fucking fun as hell. Just like an hour talking about Serial. Like we managed to fill an hour somehow. Um, but yeah, that was a good one. The Friday the 13th watch along where I
Mm-hmm.
lugged all of my equipment over to Shauna's house so we could
Up the
do.
fucking stairs.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a fun one. Like you said, a minute or so ago, any episode that we had Mac or Shauna on, or Tiffany, those were really good. The Into the Spider Verse watch along, I remembered that being quite a lot of fun. Um, Crazy fucking movie. Um, the animation still blows me away, like to this day. Um, And then the Batman movie, the Batman episode that we did for the 50th episode,
Yeah.
the Dork Knights, I think is what we ended up calling the episode
That was a good
title.
one.
Yeah. Um, where I think we touched on like a little bit of everything Batman, like comic books and movies, and I think that was right around the time where the uh the first trailer for the Batman movie
I was
came
say,
out
yeah,
too.
I think I think that's why we did that episode is because that trailer
Oh
dropped.
yeah, yeah, that's right. So yeah, and I just recently rewatched that trailer because I was irritated that the movie hadn't come out yet. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just go watch the trailer again, and then it renewed my love for Batman, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this movie to come out. So, um, I had some favorite moments down, just a couple. There's plenty more than this, but the whole like "fuck you, Terry" thing, like that hasn't been been a thing for a while now. But yeah, it started after like maybe 5 or 10 episodes of you being on the podcast, and just one day like you were irritating the shit out of me, so I was like, fuck you, Terry. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna say that from here on out every time that
Not my name.
yeah, that was the point.
Yeah.
And then we had a couple of good lines come out of the informal paranormal episode, like for the demons and possessions and exorcisms episode. What you trying to do, Satan?
What you trying to do, Satan? That's a good one.
um and then I mean, that was your line, to give credit where credit is due. And then I had the line like, what if the priests had jerseys?
That's a good one too.
That were performing the exorcism. That'd be great. And then dolphins aren't real either. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
Yeah, birds and dolphins.
Stay woke.
Yeah, hashtag stay woke. Um, yeah. Ted, you got just any general thoughts on these past 100 episodes, or I guess the 69 episodes that you've been on?
I think those are all definitely good. I don't know. We've had so many great one-liners. It's tough to narrow down.
I mean, yeah, and I don't just necessarily mean like favorite moments or one-liners or anything. Just general like moments or anything special about the podcast. I mean, I know in general the podcast isn't anything special, but like I feel like it's something that I look forward to every week, getting
Right.
to chat in this capacity. Like, it's a chance for us to catch up to, and, over voice chat instead of just sending stupid ass memes to each other back and forth on a daily basis.
It's actually pronounced Maymays, but yes, I understand your point.
My bad.
I don't know. It's. I think that it's a good creative outlet a lot of the time. And I mean, I get to talk about stuff I like.
Yeah.
Some of it, at least. And for the stuff that I don't like, I get to crack wise about it. So, I mean, it works out both ways.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's cool to have an outlet for, because I don't really do social media.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool to have a bit of an outlet to voice some opinions to, I don't know, like-minded people is probably not the right way to phrase it, but to people who
Also enjoy the nerd culture and geek culture.
Yeah, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's like, when I first started the podcast, like what it is now and what I wanted it to be when I first started it really isn't too different. Like, I'd say production value is a lot better, and the 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 structure of each episode and the structure of the podcast as a whole has gotten a lot better and has improved, in my opinion. Maybe not tremendously, but going in, I didn't have this big vision. I didn't have a lot of direction. I just had an idea of sitting around with friends and chatting about geeky shit, for an hour or so. Um, really whatever, contemporary stuff, evergreen material. So, yeah, with that said, I don't think that it really has changed too much, and I think that's cool. Like, maybe it's not like the the greatest podcast on earth, like that some podcasts out there, they really have like their super crazy niche that manages to flag down listeners. And here we are, like, yeah, we talk about nerdy shit sometimes, and sometimes it's geeky shit, and sometimes it's cereal. um so yeah, I don't know. I'd overall, I'm really really happy with where the podcast is right now and what it's become and what it's transformed to be over the years. um I think it's I think it's crazy that we're still doing it. Like,
Yeah.
I never thought that I would make it this far. Like, never thought that I'd make it 100 episodes in. I never thought I'd make it like 4 years straight. It's just crazy to me that we've made it this long. And um I mean, not to sound like negative or anything, but I kind of figured that you might get tired of it or me, like 10 episodes in, be like, yeah, bro, like I'm not really feeling it. Bye. I and
I
I
mean,
and I, and I'd be like, yeah, I totally get it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's something that I really look forward to, and it's a lot of fun just hopping on here and for an hour or so a week, just chatting about random nerdy topics, and you know sometimes not so nerdy topics, but we managed to keep it within the realm of what we uh what the podcast is all about. So yeah. And plus, hey, without me, you probably would have never met Casey. So, or
that is
your
true.
girlfriend. Sorry.
Yeah.
I wasn't not sure if she's cool with her name being said on the podcast, but we can bleep
Silly
it
now,
out.
David. Way to go.
We can bleep it out.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that in the lead up to this episode as we were talking about, we're going to do something for the 100th episode and etc. I was like, it's funny to me that um, I don't believe in fate or destiny or anything of that sort. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's all, hogwash,
Baloney.
essentially. Baloney, as
Bologna.
it were. Bologna. Robert Loggia. That's all garbage. But it's funny to me that you asked me if I wanted to talk about the Matrix on a podcast, and I was like, yes. Also, what's a podcast? And now, um, two years later, I think, or maybe a little over 2 years now, but
Mm-hmm.
um, just as a result of that off the cuff, sure, I'd like to talk about my thoughts on the Matrix, which rules. Um, and now it's just like my life is completely changed. Sort of tangentially related to that, like just going to, you can like butterfly effect my life now from that one decision. It's just strange to me. So, if
Yeah.
nothing else, I have to thank you for wasting the last 2 years of my life, but also basically by accident facilitating the opportunity for me to meet my girlfriend. So that's something. That's something.
Your lovely lady. Yes.
Yes, my lovely special lady friend.
Yeah. I mean,
She
for
will be
the
pissed that I called her that. But
your lady friend.
yeah, she hates it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for those of you that have no idea what the fuck we're talking about, like where this link exists within the realm of what the fuck we're talking about. Yeah, so we mentioned GalaxyCon several times during the podcast. We went to GalaxyCon. It was like what, a year and a half ago maybe.
Yeah,
It
about
was
that.
in November of 2019, I want to say.
Time has
Yeah,
ceased to matter.
yeah. Um, and so we went, and we had a booth set up. We were among all these super fucking talented artists and um, exhibitors and vendors, just people who just own the shit when it comes to like handcrafted
Yeah.
specialty items. And here
And
we
we were
were.
there with our OK Boomer grab bags.
which is a super dated meme now.
Yeah.
But it's a funny joke is a funny joke. We were passing out Werther's originals and those strawberry hard candies that apparently everyone got in church somehow. I don't know, that's what
Yeah, I never
everyone
went to
said.
church, so I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. We didn't have hard candies at Catholic mass. We had donuts at the end if you had 50 cents. But yeah. And then like Sunday evening, as things were winding down, your soon to be lady and her
Yeah.
friend and her friend's fiance come marching down, and we chat them up for quite a while. And yeah.
Yeah, and to think that all started because I looked at you and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to crack a funny joke with these people."
Yeah. And crack you did.
Indeed, sir.
Yeah. It's yeah, it is really
And now she
funny
lets
to
me touch her boobies, so it worked out pretty good for everybody, I think. So
yeah. I
I'm
mean,
waiting for her. She's in the other room. She's in the living room playing Xbox right now. I'm waiting for her to like kick in the office door and slap me. I'm just trying to see how long I can go before she does that.
right, just talk loud enough to be like, you pointed to your boobies. um yeah. It's really crazy how shit pans out in life. Like a seemingly innocuous and mundane, just little thing that you decide to do kind of snowballs into this life-changing event. It
Yeah.
really is weird.
Yeah, to paraphrase my good friends Bill and Ted, the best place to be is here, and the best time to be is now. So
That's
live in the
beautiful,
moment
man.
and be excellent to one another.
Yes. That's was that all from Bill and Ted? Like the first
Yeah,
part?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's from Bill
I
and Ted's Bogus Journey. Yeah,
yeah, that's the one that, well, I guess I need to see both that one and Face the Music. Have you seen Face the Music yet?
no, not yet. I'm
Okay.
waiting for it to be on a
On
streaming
some.
service that I have because I refuse to pay more for another one.
Yeah, I've actually heard pretty good things about Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Look,
Mac,
I mean, you either like those movies or you don't,
yeah,
and I for one do. So I'm sure that I'll enjoy it
yeah,
when I do get around to it.
but yeah, no, I didn't. The only two quotes I remember is obviously the "be excellent to one another" or each other quote, and then "you killed my friend, you medieval dickweed."
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones.
Yeah. Uh, so yeah, man, Ted, we've covered a decent amount of ground in this retrospective um type of episode celebrating our 100th episode, kind of sorta. It's
Yeah,
it's our 100th serialized episode. We'll say that, but yeah. Uh I'm excited for everything that's to come in the future. I'm excited to bang out more episodes. I'm glad for the listeners and supporters that we have, and I yeah, I'm happy for I'm happy with the way things are going. I'm excited to see what comes down the road in the future. So
yeah, same.
yeah, I'm pumped for it. I'm pumping my fists as we speak.
They're playing the Mega Mix. I can't hear you.
Right. Pump up the jam. Pump it. No. What is it? Oh shit. What is that commercial on Hulu? Uh the
With
peanut butter
Tag
rocky
Team.
road. Yeah,
Yeah,
like chocolate peanut butter cookie dough. Whoop there, scoop, there it is. Scoop,
yeah.
there it is. Well, good job, David. You fucked that one up. You stupid
Sorry,
son of
buddy.
a bitch. Anyways, so with that said, you want to do shit that doesn't suck?
Yeah, let's do that.
Cool. What you got for us this week, Ted? If that even is your real name.
It is, in fact. That's what my driver's license says, at least. So, as we record, today is Monday, May the 10th. For a little bit of behind the scenes, if you will. May 8th is Victory in Europe Day, which is the day that the Nazis surrendered unconditionally. And that, to me, should be a national holiday because fuck the Nazis forever, always,
Yes.
then, now, and forever.
Punch a Nazi in the face.
Yeah, and leading up to VE Day, I always watch as many World War II movies as I can because this is a personal thing, but I happen to enjoy watching fake Nazis get shot. I enjoy watching real Nazis get shot, also. So, you know, that's a personality trait. But anyway, I rewatched Saving Private Ryan the other day. I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. That's why I watched it. I think it was taken down at the end of April, but
Yeah.
I watched that about I guess 2 weeks ago now. And man, that movie fucking hits, dude.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that movie slaps real hard. I remember watching it for the first time, and I think I watched it with my dad. And it wasn't like a, hey, I'm going to supervise you watching this movie. Like, it wasn't really like that. It was just like he also wanted to watch it. Like, I think he saw it in theaters and then he just wanted to watch it again. So he watched it with me. And at the end of it, I was just like, what the fuck did I just watch? Like, there's that infamous, first, 20 or 30 minutes.
Storm of the Beaches at Normandy. Yeah.
Right. And I mean, yeah, it was something for a 12-year-old,
Yeah,
11 or 12-year-old to see. Yeah, that and like The Sixth Sense came out like very close to one another, and it just I should have had nightmares for like ever between like the shit that I started watching at that age, but somehow I came out as a relatively well-adjusted adult. Anyways, so for my shit that doesn't suck, I just watched a documentary on Disney Plus called The Secrets of the Whales. It's a Nat Geo doc that just hit not too long ago, like a couple weeks. And yeah, it's very well worth your time. It has, I think, 4 episodes, and each one is dedicated to a breed, genus, species of whale. So it's like the humpback whales, the what are the other ones? I think narwhals may be one of them. Beluga whales is definitely one of them. But anyways, it's a fantastic documentary. Fucking beautiful footage. James Cameron was one of the executive producers because that's just what he does now. That's how he spends his money, is just filming giant, beautiful, giant sea creatures. And that's what this documentary is. My only gripe with it is that it doesn't have any blue whales, because those are my favorite and the best by definition. But I get it because blue whales are, as we, Ted, you and I talked about in the ocean conspiracies and mysteries episode, they are infamously difficult to get footage of because they're super shy despite being the largest mammals on planet Earth. So yeah, it's just overall great documentary, beautiful footage. So yeah, definitely go check that out.
yeah, that sounds dope. I saw that HBO Max has a whale documentary that I'm probably going to watch here in the next couple of days also. So
Yeah,
we'll report back about that.
Any whale documentary that you can get your hands on is a whale documentary worth watching, in my opinion, because the ocean is fucking terrifying, but whales are amazing. So
It's true.
It's big facts right there, as the kids say. Big mood. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our 100th episode. And that's it for the podcast. We won't see you ever again.
We had a great run. Thanks. Peace.
Bye. No, we will of course see you again next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Smash that subscribe button if you have not already, or I guess it's not a subscribe button anymore, as Ted
Smash that
said.
whatever it's called button.
Yeah, whatever you do to get your alerts on a weekly basis that says we put out new episodes. That's definitely not as catchy as follow or
No,
subscribe,
it's
but
kind of.
it's kind of a mouthful. That's what she said. Oh, so yeah, do all that. Leave us a rating and review, 1 star or 5 stars. None of this middle of the road bullshit. You commit to the bit, goddamn it, or I will take a shit on your front porch. And those are big facts, also.
Okay, all right. Well,
Um,
I kind of wish you hadn't said that with me on the podcast still, because now I'm an accomplice. So I'm
well,
not sure I appreciate that.
yeah, well, I did not say this is on the record, so I'm not sure.
It is on the record, though. It's literally recorded.
Well, I've said that
Indeed,
plenty
sir.
of times on the podcast, and nothing bad has happened yet. So, but I bet this is the time that all changes.
We're gonna get canceled.
Well, whatever. Uh, what else? Yes. If you want to be a Patreon donor and get in on all those cool perks, the ones that exist already, plus the new ones that will be coming very soon, like we mentioned, head on over to patreon.com or click the link in the show notes. It will bring you there. You can choose between the $2 or $5 tier. Yeah, cash in on some of those cool perks. You get cool shit, weekly updates, and like I said, all the cool stuff coming down the road. Yeah, Ted, you got anything else? We ready to sign off this bitch?
Nah, man, sign off this bitch. It's late. I'm tired.
All right. We will see you there, or we'll see you on another time. And thanks for tuning in. Ted, thanks for sticking around. And be kind, stay geeky, and eat lots of cheesecake. Bye.
Okay, thanks, bye.
I think that's literally the happiest I've ever heard you.
Yeah, it might, maybe.
Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, thanks, bye.